In a busy modern city, there was a young man named Artur. He was intelligent and ambitious, with a good job, a comfortable apartment, and big aspirations. However, Artur had one major flaw. He didn't appreciate the value of time. He spent hours scrolling through his phone, watching movies, and putting off important tasks. His father often warned him, "Time is precious, Artur. If you waste it, you'll regret it later." But Artur never paid attention. He always thought, "I have plenty of time. I can do it later." One day, Artur's manager assigned him a major project, an opportunity to prove himself and earn a promotion. However, instead of getting started, Artur kept postponing it. "I'll start tomorrow," he told himself every day. When the deadline arrived, he had only completed half of the work. His manager was furious. The company lost an important client, and Artur lost his job. At first, losing his job felt like the worst thing that could happen. But soon, things got even worse. Without an income, Artur couldn't afford rent, and his landlord evicted him. His friends distanced themselves, and his family was disappointed. His father said, "You wasted so much time, Artur. Look where it has brought you." Artur felt ashamed. He had lost everything: his job, his home, and his sense of hope. With no other choice, he left the city and returned to his village, hoping that the peace of the countryside would help him think clearly. But in the village, he avoided people out of embarrassment. One evening, as the sun was setting, Artur wandered to a quiet spot at the village's edge. Sitting under a large banyan tree, he buried his face in his hands, feeling utterly hopeless. Suddenly, a calm voice spoke. "Why do you look so troubled, young man?" Artur looked up and saw a monk standing before him. The monk had a kind and peaceful face, wearing simple robes and holding a wooden staff. "I've ruined my life," Artur admitted. "I lost my job, my home, and my dignity. I have nothing left." The monk sat beside him and said, "Tell me your story." Artur explained everything: how he had wasted time, missed opportunities, and lost everything. The monk listened carefully and then said, "Your story reminds me of another man who faced a similar struggle. Let me tell you about him. There was once a farmer named Adam," the monk began. "He was hardworking, but he didn't respect time. Every morning, he woke up late and delayed his work, always saying, 'I'll do it tomorrow.' One year, during planting season, Adam kept postponing his work. By the time he finally started, it was too late. The rains came, and his crops didn't grow properly. When harvest season arrived, his fields were empty. He had no crops to sell, no food for his family, and no money. One night, as Adam sat under the stars, he realized his mistake. "I didn't lose my harvest because of bad luck," he thought. "I lost it because I wasted time." From that day forward, Adam changed his ways. He woke up early, worked diligently, and never delayed his tasks again. The next year, his fields were full of crops, and he became the most successful farmer in the village. The monk looked at Artur and said, "Do you see, my child? Adam failed because he didn't value time, but he learned from his mistake and turned his life around. You can do the same." "But how?" Artur asked. "I've already lost so much." The monk smiled. "You haven't lost everything. You still have time. Time is like a seed. If you use it wisely, it will grow into success. But if you waste it, your life will remain empty, just like Adam's fields." The monk then handed Artur a small hourglass. "Use this hourglass," he said. "Whenever you feel like wasting time, watch the sand fall. Remember, once the sand is gone, you can't get it back. The same is true for time." Artur thanked the monk and returned home with the hourglass. Determined to change, he started waking up early and planning his days. He completed his tasks on time and avoided distractions. Slowly, he rebuilt his life. He found small freelance jobs and worked hard. His clients were impressed, and soon, he secured a full-time position. It wasn't easy, but Artur remained focused. He also apologized to his family for his mistakes. His father forgave him and said, "I'm proud of you, Artur. You've learned the value of time." Artur kept the hourglass on his desk. Whenever he felt lazy, he watched the sand fall and reminded himself, "Time is precious. I won't waste it." If this story inspired you, share it with someone who needs motivation.